Good morning, everybody. Good to see you here this morning. Appreciate you continuing to hang in there, go down your journeys. Some of you guys are kicking butt, and I'd say most of them are kicking butt pretty good here. So thank you all so much for tuning in and taking this up on yourselves and riding down this road here. We've been slamming here. So we only have 10 minutes right now, and I think Chris, I don't know how he is, but I think he's at least 2 videos behind by the time you get this. We've tried all these different ways, and we're looking at this, trying to get this up faster for you, and I apologize, but we've been short some help there, and so we've got new help coming in, and so it should give Chris a relief there. I want to address this guy. This is Tangerine Groovin'. Yes, baby. This guy's a broken record. Now, I have to tell you, Tangerine Groovin', thank you so much. My God, if I can be a broken record and you guys get it, if you got that, Tangerine Groovin', you are in the money, because you now will be able to go out and make a good living and help the world change itself. And so, thanks for that. Appreciate that. You know, we were talking to Dimitri about that. Look, she set those oranges over there. We got to show.
They're huge.
They're huge. Yes. But look at these navel oranges. Look at those puppies. Now, those aren't bitter. Those are sweet. This guy had them in the back of his pickup. I was telling you about it on the last video. And I was going to make you some fresh orange juice, but incredible. You know what a lot of people don't realize is that, and everybody goes down this. Not everybody walks down the road straight. We all take sideways and byways and you know, different paths, and then we generally find out that there's a dead end, and we come back to the main highway. And that's basically where we've been here. I've been down a lot of highways, from the beta-glucans to the MSMs to you name it, going way back 40 years. What I share with you is my experience and what I've seen going down these roads, like with B12s and all this crap like this. I've been down all those roads all these years, and you know, this is the broken record. This is where it stops. So there's an old saying in life, is that you tell them, and then you tell them what you told them, and then you tell them again. And that's important that you guys get this. As simple as I've tried to make this, sometimes it still takes a little bit to ring in there. But I've tried to cut all the fat off of this and reduce it down to where a child can understand it, because we have to change our focus. We do. You know that. We all know that. So we have to change our focus here. So appreciate the comment. Good comment, too, because I hope I do sound like a broken record. That would be great. Oh, this is ankylosing spondylitis, arthritis in the spine, arthritis through the body, period. What is that? And I will, sweetheart, this is a kick beak. I will do that discussion on arthritis. We can add all the arthritises, the fibromyalgias, the lupuses, the Lymes. We can add all those things to the same mix here, and we will. And again, broken record, acidosis. Now, there's only 2 sides of chemistry and 2 major fluids of the human body. That's probably a broken record, but I didn't create it. But it's still, it's so simplistic, I think. I think it's so simplistic to understand. But to wear the robe and ride the ride, yeah, it's somewhat difficult. There's a lot of, you know, ups and downs, emotional detoxes and stuff like that. Blueberries. But at least you got pretty thick for your money, you know. Yeah, I know, it's a funky health food store, no offense to them. But, you know, when you serve meat, do you see all the meat in a restaurant there? And it's like meat in a health food store? What the hell are you guys thinking? And then the candy bins? My God, I did candy bins in a health food store. I mean, you see that everywhere. Sweetheart, you do the same thing. You're moving your limbs. Because anytime you see pain, it doesn't matter what you call it. Or inflammation. That's all acidosis. And it's just location, and then there's a word on it, etc., etc., etc. But ultimately, all inflammation, all pain is a form of acidosis in respective tissue. And it's generally not from the blood. This is from the lymph. Blood, remember, we talk about how blood can't be acidic. You see what happens when someone goes on chemo, why they go now into a subclavian port right into the aorta, because all the veins, they've collapsed. I mean, when you start putting juice up a vein and you see the vein collapse, you want that juice in you? It's like, that's insane. I don't know where people are walking up and poor people just don't know they have an option, and et cetera, et cetera. No, I like that comment that someone made here about curing. Absolutely. Eliminating is a good idea too. I know. So you're right. I didn't know that Kevin Trudeau was in court a lot over that. He makes a ton of money, so maybe he can fight that like he should and go after him with the proper legal team, especially constitutional lawyers, and go after that in another way, because the AMA has to be stopped. But when we reference curing, I guess they associate it with diseases, etc., etc., you know. So yeah, we do have to watch every word, and sometimes I do get carried away. It's almost gone, but which is good. But sometimes I do get carried away here, and we use those words because, you know, I'm one of those guys who just had it. I've had it with the corruption. I've had it with the AMA and you know, their narcissism and their tremendous killing machine here and their concept of diseases. And it's just like, after a while, you know, enough butchery. When you see child after child and person after person destroyed, you know, after a while, you know. But there was another question here I wanted to answer. I only have a few more minutes, and I apologize. Hey, Owen, this is Robert Dimitri. Hey, man. He asked me about daily enemas and oil pulling. We talked about oil pulling, you and I, the other day. And I think these are things that have come up here in the later years, and I'm really cautious when you're talking about oil pulling. Because when you're looking at astringents, put oil in your mouth and then put lemons in your mouth. Oils are, again, the most toxic part of plants, so you have to be careful about oils and oil pulling. I don't know how much oil has in pulling. Definitely an anti-inflammatory, no question about it. We use a lot of castor oil packs here, but in stat needs, I've had olive oil, any oil we could find, you know, as an anti-inflammatory. But as a puller or a detoxifier, I have to say that I don't think that that's going to be the case. Again, limited in the knowledge on that because I'm restrictive with oils in my practice. I'm real cautious with that. I guess I kind of align myself with the FDA on that one. Got to be a little careful with the oils. I've seen people get real sick on oils, so I'm just real cautious is all, Owen. The daily enemas I'm definitely against. I don't think we need to go that route. That's why I like the herbs, because they get in and they do so far of a superior job at healing and cleaning and drawing. You know, water herbs. Now, my sister has the Kalima board, you know, and we sold Kalima boards for a while. And you can insert anything up there, but you're into the colon. And the colon really in the first part, of the last part of the colon, if you will, the sigmoid, the rectal, so there's very little absorption. And so, you know, you have to get way up in the beginning portion or the cecum and the ascending, but really, you know, you want to get in the small bowels. That's where 90% of the absorption is. Only micro traces and maybe some traces are down in the first part of the cecum and ascending bowel. But I don't know, Owen. I'm not really for daily enemas myself, and I really don't recommend them. I feel like there is a certain degree of innervation that can occur doing them. And we don't want to innervate, and we don't want to stimulate. We want to ride that middle path again, that powerful middle path, and then tissue repairs itself, and everything's good there. So that's kind of our look on that. The glandulars versus the tinctures, the herbal tinctures. Well, obviously, I'm an herbal guy, so I'm for that. In some of these more chronic cases, though, it just takes such a long time for the herbs to work and to really take this out of genetic slumbers that I like the glandulars in the sense that we seem to get more energetics to the adrenal tissues faster. So I think they're great as a short-term use. I don't consider glandulars long-term use at all. Short-term use to help awake and excite the cells definitely could be a good thing, you know. But again, it's involved in the meat industry and that sort of thing, and, you know, I don't know. You know, when you're a healer and you're looking around and you have all these very chronic cases, sometimes we have to make concessions, you know. But there's that old saying, there's a karma for every creature on the planet, including the animals and us too. So I don't know. Remember, nothing dies. Everything just moves from one state to another state while you're playing in the world of creation. Once you understand about consciousness, then that would get. But you could use both of them together too, especially if you're running real low blood pressure. We do. We run both the adrenal formula and the. Well, you polished that off pretty quick. Whoo-wee. Hey, Bo. This is. Oh, and that was high sugar fruit. Hey, sugar fruit. Bo, thank you, Bo. Good with the mercury. Just keep pulling yourself out and going that route here. Magical Hummingbird, I love your name, sweetheart. I just love that. Love your look here. Appreciate the upswing on this. I do. I'm trying to keep adding the spiritual side of this and going. We've kind of been in a big move, and you know, all of us have been going through healing crisis. Jennifer can't even talk this morning, her baby, so we're all detoxifying, and it's like, good, we need to. Matter of fact, a lot of people are detoxifying. I got calls all night long last night. 4 in the morning I got a call, emergency call, and it's like, oh my God, so I got no sleep last night. People in healing crisis all over. Had to send one to the hospital. I mean, it's that sort of thing, you know. Very bad eczema, serious case, please help. Yes, my friend. Listen, definitely get into you've got to aggressively move lymph here because it's just breaking down your skin. Bad acids, you see how bad acids can get. I mean, they painful, they rip, they tear, they inflame. So, you know, they're corrosive. So really move your lymph. This is a broken record again. Thank God. Thank God this is so simple that it is a broken record. And that once this infiltrates the consciousness, wow, then you've got tools like you've never had before. Guaranteed. So really tear after this and go after your lymph system. Clean up your bowels, clean up your kidneys, get the adrenals up, get those lymphs moving. So you know the formulas that we deal with. I don't care what they are. You got to get in, clean up the GI tract, get all the sulfurs if you got them, get all the chronicness out of the bowels. You know, move that lymph, get the adrenals up, clean the kidneys. Someone was asking me this morning about sediment. What the sediment in the urine? I'm thinking, yeah, well, that's what we've been talking about all through these videos. You want to see sewage.